All right, so we're going to talk Disney parks here. We're going to break it down between Magic Kingdom, Disney's Hollywood Studios, Animal Kingdom, and every person comes out tired. Epcot. We're also going to touch briefly on some non-park options as well, like Disney Springs and the resorts. But first, let's get into Magic Kingdom. Matthew, give me a ride that needs a fast pass and a ride that doesn't.
All right. So a ride that definitely needs a fast pass, Splash Mountain.
Yeah.
You are going to need it unless you just want to stand around and look at the same tree.
Which, you know,
maybe that's you.
It's your vacation.
Do what makes you happy. That's what it comes down to. One ride that does not need a fast pass, but is so worth the time of going to, down Tomorrowland, Carousel Progress.
Oh, yeah, it's so good.
It's just, it's a piece of Disney history.
Yeah.
Just
beautiful.
Sit down, enjoy the show, try to take in the message, because a lot of what Disney is telling a story.
Yeah. So
if you try to just enjoy the storytelling, you have a lot of fun in your vacation.
If you enjoy Disney history too, go look up some of the Talking Carousel Progress, some great stories surrounding that ride. And it's really a great place to chill out, never a line, great place to stay out of the rain. Awesome. Yeah, good pool by you, Matt. I like that. All right. All right, so mine. The big one that needs a fast pass is going to be Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
I got there in like 5 minutes before.
Did you? Did you break in?
No. It was when the ride wasn't on.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, no, I think that was a dream. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this ride, it's probably got the longest wait in Magic Kingdom, right? I can't think of one with a longer wait, besides maybe
Even
Peter Pan.
Even if it isn't the longest, it's definitely most consistently long the entire day.
I love it because it's got some great animatronics. It's like a mix between a family coaster and a dark ride. The queue is also beautiful, and the surrounding area is nice, and you get some great view of the parks when you go on. There's also a really cool video that you'll get if you have the Memory Maker package. Even if you don't, I think it'll link to your Magic Band in your My Disney Experience account. You can look at a video of you and your family on the ride in like slow motion. It was part of New Fantasyland, and it's one of the newest rides there, if not the newest, and it's really great. I love it. But you will always need a fast pass for it, so definitely get one. And the one that doesn't need a fast pass, I'm going to stay in Tomorrowland for this one, and I'm going to go to the People Mover. It is one of my favorite rides in the park. It is very simple. It moves people. You sit on an exposed sort of tram car, and it takes you around the length of Tomorrowland in open air. If it's raining, you can sometimes still ride it. I mean, it's somewhat covered. But basically, it is always churning out people, super high capacity, almost never a wait for it. I think the most I've ever waited is 5 minutes for it. And that was just the line going up, just to get there, because you have to go up a little bit of an escalator kind of thing. Yeah. But you'll go through the park. You'll get views of the castle on the outside of Tomorrowland. You'll get views of the inside of Tomorrowland. You'll go through some attractions. You'll actually get to go inside of Space Mountain. And if you get lucky, they're doing maintenance Space Mountain and the lights are on. So you get to see some of the track there. It's pretty cool. Yeah. You'll also see inside Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin. You'll see people shooting the targets there. It's just a really cool ride. And for people who love people watching, just take a couple trips on the People Mover. I mean, you just get to see everybody going around their day, running from point to point, and you just get to sit back and relax. It really is great. I love the People Mover. Classic as well. Yeah. And Disneyland doesn't have theirs anymore, so go us. All right, Matt, break it down for me. Disney's Hollywood Studios, what do you think?
Ooh, Disney Hollywood Studios, I would definitely say you would need a fast pass for Star Tours. Originally, I was going to say one of the big attractions, like the thrill ones, but people overlook this fact. There's not many rides in Hollywood Studios as of now. 2019 will change things, but we're not there yet. Yeah. Not at the recording of this video, at least. But Star Tours is definitely that one ride that really appeals to everyone. Therefore, it gets a longer wait sometimes. Very fun. Sometimes you'll get lucky, but it's generally safer to get the fast pass for that one.
I'd agree with that.
The other one I would say you definitely don't need a fast pass for is Muppet Vision 3D.
Yeah.
Some people outright hate this ride completely. Other people like us love it.
I love that ride so much. It's a 3D show.
Yeah.
With a lot of 4D effects. It's the Muppets. It's
It's
classic.
the Muppets.
And it's one of, if not the last thing, actually directed by Jim Henson.
Yeah.
So I mean, the queue is also great. Here's a tip: look under the mat. That's all I'm gonna say. Because I just need to tell the good folks here that you really need a fast pass for both Rock and Roller Coaster and the Hollywood Tower of Terror.
Yeah.
The problem is, I think it's one of the parks that does the tiered fast passes.
Yeah.
So you can only pick one. So one you might want to go at for rope drop, and the other one you might want to go try and ride with your fast pass. Now, I will say this: there are times I've seen Hollywood Tower of Terror under an hour.
Yeah.
Rock and Roller Coaster I've seen under an hour, much less.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a capacity thing or how that is, but I feel like you have a better chance to go and stand by on Tower of Terror if you're going to have to do it between one of the two. But yeah, I mean, always long waits. And the problem is that these rides weren't always insane, but they've closed the Backlot Tour. They've closed Lights, Motors, Action, a Show. They've closed the Great Movie Ride.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like nothing in the park right now. So everything is pretty busy, to be honest with you. Real quick, I just want to add one more thing. Slinky Dog Coaster. You're going to need a fast pass for it. It's a new ride. And it's also a family coaster. So that's another one. I mean, if you had to pick between any of them and you've been there before, maybe you do Slinky Dog Coaster. One that you're not going to need a fast pass for. A definite thing is, I think, Voyage of the Little Mermaid. It's a show. I have seen it with weights, but I've also seen it on as a walk-on. And it's really one of the only things left I can say that for. I mean, Beauty and the Beast you can load in and you'll probably get in on a cheap seat or whatever. But I know it's not a ride technically, but Voyage of the Little Mermaid is a really good option if you're looking for something to get out of the heat, cool down, see the Little Mermaid sing a little bit.
Disney started doing a new thing. I don't know if you heard about it. They started giving out fast passes for trying to see if you could see over the wall into Star Wars Land.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. They boost you up.
What they really appreciate is when you have little kids and you just kind of toss them up in the air. You'll get the fast pass whether or not you catch them, but you're gonna want to catch them. Mostly for repeatability, so you don't have to get another kid to throw up there.
Most times you were guaranteed the fast pass if you just chuck them over the wall.
Yeah.
And report back.
That's a guarantee.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you heard it here first. Please don't do that. We're joking.
Please don't.
One more thing I think we need to mention. I know we're spending a lot of time on the park with the least amount of rides because honestly, it's the most complicated to explain.
Yeah.
Because it's so hit or miss. One I think we overlooked massively is the most popular ride in the park. Toy Story Mania. Didn't even think of it until we started talking about Toy Story Land. But I just want to mention both of us. I think we can agree on this one. This is a joint one for the two of us. If you had to pick anything to get a fast pass for,
Toy Story Mania.
it's Toy Story Mania.
There's nothing else. Because even with every track open, it's still a long wait.
Toy Story Mania is definitely the big one you want to get a fast pass for. And if you could do rope drop for Toy Story Mania, I definitely recommend it. We've done it, and it saves a lot of time. All right, so we're going to talk Animal Kingdom now.
Yes.
I'm going to start on Animal Kingdom if that's okay with you. So my one, you definitely need a fast pass for. And Matthew's going to be mad I stole it. Flight of Passage.
Oh, I'm not actually.
Definitely need a fast pass for Flight of Passage. The best ride in Walt Disney World by far. You get to fly in the back of an Ikran, aka a Banshee, for those who know Pandora. It is the most realistic flying experience I've ever. You really do feel like you're flying. It's absolutely amazing. Pandora itself is absolutely stunning. Highly, highly recommend it. If I had to recommend one big thing to do there, just go do Pandora. Because it's absolutely wonderful. And Flight of Passage at Rope Drop will be over 2 hours.
Yeah.
Period. Get the fast pass. There's no messing around with the standby line unless you want to spend your entire day there. No matter how beautiful the standby line is and the queue is very highly themed, you need a fast pass for it, period.
Yeah.
One that you don't need a fast pass for. It's tough to be a bug. Now,
I'm mad you took this one. Actually, this
so,
one.
I mean, there's several I could have done here, and it's not like It's Tough to Be a Bug is my favorite thing. And again, it's technically not a ride, but it's an attraction. It's a 3D show, and it's set inside the Tree of Life. I love it just for the walk up.
Yeah.
You get to see all the beautiful detail on the Tree of Life. If you've never seen it before, the Tree of Life is the icon of the park, and it's decorated with carvings, essentially, that look like it's part of the bark of all different animals. And the walk up
That's
to
really
It's Tough to Be a Bug, you're going inside a theater inside the tree. So you're getting to see all these branches and all these roots you don't see otherwise. And there's a really cool dinosaur in there. There's a beautiful orangutan in there, and
Yeah.
it's just it's a great walk up. The show is fantastic, really scary for kids, but there are some very scary elements, and It's Tough to Be a Bug. So a little cautionary tale for kids going on it. You always hear blood curdling screams of children
It's
on that because you're gonna have spiders and bug
It's-
spray. It's a great show.
you think
one of
all
my
the
favorites, and it's
great
never a
stuff.
long line, so it's a really good option, especially if it's raining. Especially if it's raining. Yeah. So I just had this. It's just funny. Matthew.
all right. So a ride, I would say you definitely need a fast pass for. Would my gut says Expedition Everest, although
I
that
see
kind of changes. But I would definitely say Dinosaur.
Dinosaur?
In Dinoland, USA.
I don't know, man. I feel the same way about you do about Expedition Everest on Dinosaur.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'll say that on the fact that I feel like Dinosaur appeals to a lot broader spectrum of people. Therefore, there's more coming in.
I get it.
So there's
not
a lot
wrong.
less
It's definitely-
kids
you should
in
get a fast
Expedition
pass for it.
Everest than there is in Dinosaur. That's just my personal preference. But and you could also do Expedition Everest. Now, I'm actually going to do something slightly different. I can't really think of a ride that you 100% don't need a fast pass for because a lot of the rides are busy in Animal Kingdom. Like we haven't even mentioned the Rapids or the Safari, which are again just keystone rides of that park. But I'm gonna say one that you just may skip entirely due to the quality of the ride versus its weights. And I would say the Navi River Journey.
How dare you?
If it had the weight it deserves, which is, I would say, on par with Dinosaur or Expedition Everest,
30-45 minutes.
30-45 minutes, I would say definitely go, wait in the standby.
Sometimes it
Get a
does.
fast pass and go. But sometimes it does, but more often
than not, it doesn't.
will have like half the weight of Flight of Passage,
Yeah.
which is like your life.
Yeah. Your entire Disney
But
vacation.
like when you spend a long time riding that ride, wait, back up. No, when you spend a long time
waiting for that ride.
waiting for that ride to ride 2 minutes of one animatronic and a bunch of screens that, granted, look amazing, is a great ride to go
It's
on.
pretty.
It's just not worth the wait.
I totally agree.
It really isn't. If you really think it's worth the wait and haven't gone before, it's probably not worth the wait. All right. So, again, I can't make decisions for you, but just note that.
If it's do or
before
die,
going.
don't.
All right. Now we're moving on to Epcot.
Yeah.
So, what's your 2?
Okay. My 2 for
I'm really
Epcot.
interested to see this because we have Future World, which is just all attractions, and then you have the World Showcase, which is a mix of like themed areas and attractions. So I'm interested on your take of this one.
All right, so my one you definitely need a fast pass for, Test Track in Future World. That is consistently a long wait, especially after closures, which happen a lot because of the weather. There's an exposed track outside. It tends to close quite a bit, I've noticed. So, I mean, Test Track is a big one. You'll almost always need a fast pass for it. It's a great ride. They just rethemed it a couple years ago to be more of like a Tron-style concept car kind of thing. It's fun, but you definitely need a fast pass for it if you want to do it, unless you catch it at an odd time of the day that haven't experienced yet. You know, every time I've seen it, you need one. And my one that you definitely don't need a fast pass for is Spaceship Earth. At least after opening. So when they open the park, everybody's gonna file in to Spaceship Earth, and you actually might get a bit of a wait there. If you wait a couple hours after rope drop, after the park's open, especially right before they close, like Future World-ish time or the park itself, like you can ride Spaceship Earth with no wait. Super high capacity Omnimover style ride system. It's a Disney classic. It's my favorite ride in the park. You get to go through a journey through the age of communication from us as cavemen to closer to us today, and slow moving, beautiful animatronics. It's just a classic, and you really don't ever need a fast pass for it. I often find myself wasting fast pass on that.
Well, for me, I'm gonna go a little different again. I'm going to say 2 rides, but it's technically 3. So, going for the one that you definitely need a fast pass for before I get weird, Frozen.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I was hoping
need
you'd
a
say that
fast
because
pass.
I thought of that later.
Definitely need a fast pass.
Yeah.
I think the very nature of this being a Frozen ride, there's not much else to say. Just get a fast pass if you want to do it.
Let it go.
How's that relate?
It wasn't a joke. I just wanted to say.
Just okay.
Sorry.
Now, the one you don't need a fast pass for is also the one you do need a fast pass for. And I say
That is
this
a paradox,
because
my friend.
I say that because we've preached the app of the wait times.
did.
This does not help for this attraction
Talking
because it is technically 2 attractions. I'm talking about Mission Space.
about- Oh.
Yeah. So
That's
the
a good
wait
point.
time that you see on the app is the highest one,
Yeah.
but you don't know what it is.
Okay, so explain that a little more.
Now, Mission Space is divided between 2 rides. You have Green, which we think is mellow, but if you have really young kids, you might find enjoyment out of it. It is really hit or miss when it comes to that. But Orange is the more high thrill, true to the original Mission Space attraction.
Yeah.
When you're really thinking about it, Green, you never need a fast pass for
Green.
it.
Yeah.
If you are planning for some reason, I don't know, to ride Green, and that's a must do on your part, do not waste a fast pass, even if it says 40 minutes, because that 40 minutes is going to be for Orange, which, if you really need it, is a good fast pass, but sometimes you can get lucky 30 minutes. I would say for that ride is more often not a long wait, but when it gets a long wait, it stays there for a little while.
Yeah.
So it's a little tricky of an attraction. I only want to mention that because it technically is 2 different rides in one, so you may be a little bit confused when you look at that wait time. Since there are technically no real attractions outside of the park since Disney Quest is closed,
Yeah.
how about we say our one favorite thing outside the parks, whether it be a restaurant or experience that we like that we would recommend? So
Sure.
what would be yours?
So my
for
number one
outside?
thing would be Cirque du Soleil. And that's
that's a great one.
in Disney Springs. Now, it's down right now because they actually closed their show that ran for years and years and years, La Nuba. But they announced that they're making a new show based around the idea of Disney animation. So, I mean, keep a lookout for when that's going to be open, but that is a really cool thing for me. Also, Characters in Flight, which is a hot air balloon because you've used at Disney Springs. That's
That is
also a really
awesome.
cool thing you can do there.
You want to list out any of the other big ones?
No, I'll
before
leave
I
it for
can?
you. Go ahead.
Well, I can't really think of a really big, life-changing, oh my god, this is better than going to Magic Kingdom thing.
Sorry.
Thanks. But just little thing I like is just having time in the Disney Springs area. Specifically, I like Splitsville.
Yeah.
One of the first things they opened when they started doing the rebranding. But the fact that you can just play billiards or do some bowling and
Splitsville's a
have
lot of fun.
good food.
Really good food.
If you want just a nice lunch or maybe a later dinner and you just want to relax, or maybe you're not one for to just sit down, eat, and you want to have some
Like a
sort
really
of
nice
fun.
bowling alley.
It's just really fun. It's
Yeah.
unique. You would think it wouldn't be that good, and it really is.
Yeah.
It's just a good time to spend.
It is. It's a very good time. Now, we understand that our guide to Disney in 2018 isn't going to work for everybody. You know, not everybody's going to want to plan every minute of their trip going up to it. Not everybody's going to want to get there early in the morning. But our tips, our insight is really how we have maximized our time in the Disney parks and how we know for a fact that you will too if you use this method.
When it comes to our guideline, it really is that guidelines. It isn't a pirate's code or anything.
Yeah.
It's more guidelines than actual rules.
Yeah.
So take what you will, but this is how we've done it, and we find enjoyment out of it. I'll just say just a random thing. I hope we communicated this, but if not, even if you're planning a lot, even if you're not, just enjoy the space around you.
Yeah.
There's been so much work in designing, making, building the area going around you down to the pavement. Yeah. Everything is there for a purpose. Everything tells a story.
It really is. I mean, take time to look at the windows on the top of Main Street and realize that those are credits to people who built the park you're standing at. You know, take time to look at Roy Disney sitting next to Minnie Mouse, because he has a huge part in opening Magic Kingdom in itself. Buy yourself a hidden Mickey book and spend some time with your kids or your parents or whoever you're with, and look for some of the little hidden things you can find in the Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom and in Walt Disney World, because that's a lot of the magic. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate the support. Please like, share, and subscribe so we know what content to bring you in the future.
Now, this discussion got us wondering what you guys actually do to maximize your time. So please leave a comment down below, be part of the discussion, and tell us what you're thinking.
All right, so that's all we've got for you today.
This is our beginner's guide to Walt Disney World. And this is DISKEY locking up.